it. Welcome back to Sports Dribble Podcast, powered by Sports Rewind. BJ and Davo, always a pleasure.
Good to see you, mate.
Evening all.
Yeah, good to see the boys are on the fluids. Now, I did get a little bit of feedback on YouTube last week about the fluids. Randall, there was something about the Newcastle water. It looks a bit dirty. Can you just hold that up?
It is a little bit cloudy, mate.
Yeah, so
A little bit
anyway,
dirty.
Newcastle water is a little bit dirty. Davo, what are you on down there, mate?
I'm on the rums, mate. Bundy and Coke in the Gosford Pirates Baseball Club tinny holder.
So we're just trying to reach out to a few, different people down there. Davo's trying to get out to our Queensland viewers, and I'm going to reach out to our Canadian viewers here. And yeah, what a week it's been, fellas. Now, Davo, cricket this week, mate. How'd you go?
Mate. Well, that's a team we won. So
I've heard that before. So what'd you get? 4, 3?
No,
8?
only 18 this week.
18.
So,
oh, that's not bad, mate.
No, they sort of had a bet on me though. I went into bat with 3 balls till drinks. Yep. So they were wondering what score I'd come out on as we went to drinks. Sure enough, came at 12. So 3 boundaries. So, but then after drinks, they wanted me drug tested because I actually blocked a few and sort of played a cricket shot. So like, who the hell's this bloke? And what have you done with Davo? But yeah, no, we played, unfortunately, Wyong last place team. So we had a bit of fun with them and changed things up a bit, but got the win. Daughter went off in the morning. She got her maiden 50. So
yes.
So yeah, she was rather stoked about that, and her team got a win. And the other daughter went well as well, even on some big boundary fields. She went well. The wife, well, she scored less than me, so the less said the better. But just another fun day of cricket for the family.
That's awesome, mate. Maiden 50.
Yeah.
Was there celebrations in the Davo household?
Oh, there's always celebrations, mate. But it's quick to let us know that she got it, and it's going to be hard to beat for the highest run scorer for the week. So, yeah, that's the ribbing we cop, and that's the stirring we do in this household.
That's beautiful. Wouldn't have it any other way, mate.
No way. No. Love it. Can't get enough of it.
What about you, Randall?
Mate, quiet for me.
What about the lad today?
A bit of basketball. They got up. He said it was a hard harder competition today, but yeah, still got up. They said he didn't get any points today, so he's a bit disappointed on that. No baskets, but he'll keep working hard. That's it though for me. I had a quiet weekend, mate. I hit the drink a little bit. That's about it. Night's footy bus Christmas party, so a few free beers down at the local bolo.
Yep.
What about yourself?
Mate, the local bolo, I heard they got a new caterers down there.
Yeah, new little bistro down there. So
how's that going, right?
Yeah, it was good, mate. It was good. Make wood-fired pizzas down there.
Beautiful.
Old mate makes his own bases, so it's good. Tasty.
Nice.
I think it was tasty anyway.
It's that dirty water.
Yeah, that didn't come till later on in the night. $6 spirits, happy hours after 6 p.m.
Yeah, beauty.
Worth it. What about yourself, Huddo?
Mate, not much for us. The kids are getting set up for their next year of cheer and dance. So they got tryouts and things for the next year's team, seeing if they're going upgrades or whatever it might be. So
was that 1 week off and then straight into pre-season?
Basically, yeah. There's no time off, mate. It's
that's NRL stuff right there.
Crack the whip. I think we had 1 day off this week, so
that's enough.
Yeah. Actually, looking at a little bit of little athletics for the young bloke. Interested in running, so he's always running away from me, especially at the train station this afternoon.
Anyway, head like that, no wonder.
Yeah, terrible.
Say, will he run back?
Well, he didn't get hit by the train, so we're good to go again for another day. Actually, shout out to Beck Bowden. Mate, when you give me a timetable for a train that's, a once-off sort of train and it doesn't come, it's not a good thing, eh? You know, young bloke looking for this bright orange train that didn't show up. Not good. Not good.
Good one, Bowser.
It's all right, mate. We went to the park instead, so.
Actually, I think I saw that train did get stuck in Newcastle for over an hour today. So I think it was supposed to be coming through.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Indian Pacific, was it? The Indian Pacific carriages and the orange engines?
Yeah, it was something like that. The Great Northern or something.
Great North, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, no. It was supposed to arrive. I did see a footage on social media further up towards Carrington where it did get stuck for ages. So info was probably right, but hey, that's City Rail for you.
Let's give it to her anyway.
Maybe they forgot to tell them.
As well.
They forgot to tell them the train line was gone now, and it turns into a tram line.
Yeah, maybe.
Overshot.
Maybe. Got no idea. Righto, fellas. Tidbits. I'm going to kick us off tonight with the Phillies have over $1 billion committed to 6 players: Bryce Harper, Trey Turner, Zach Wheeler, Real Muto, Castellanos, and Schwarber. That's a lot of money.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
It's big though, isn't it?
It is. It's massive.
Solid team.
I can't wait to talk trades later because there's been heaps going on.
Scary part is they'll probably still make money. They've spent that, but they'll probably still make money.
Yeah. Yeah. What about all the cost of the ticketing that at the Astros and that this year? That was just ridiculous. It was like, what a corporations just buy them and hand them out to people. Like it's unreal.
Yep, it's good.
Oh, it is that they can make money, but yeah. And the other one I got, fellas, is not one but 2 long-standing Australian marathon records were broke on Sunday. The 31-year-old Brett Robinson overcome Robert De Castella's 36-year record by 20 seconds, setting a personal best of 2 hours, 21 minutes in a time of 2:07. So he smashed his PB. That was in Japan. And meanwhile, 45-year-old Irish-born Sinead Diver broke Benita Willis's 16-year record by 62 seconds. She had a PB of 2:21 in Spain. So that's a pretty good time for the 2 Aussies. Yeah, what about you, Blakes?
Yeah, I got 2 baseball ones. In 1917, Ernie Shaw once threw a perfect game with 27 straight outs without allowing a base runner, but was only credited with a combined no-hitter because he pitched in relief of the starter Babe Ruth, who was ejected after walking the first batter and punching the umpire.
Good on him.
I've heard this one before, actually. Yeah. That's a cracker, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd heard it before, and I thought that's just good to bring up. Old mate comes in, throws 27 perfect outs, only gets a no-hitter because Babe hit the first guy.
Brutal.
And then sticking with the baseball, like Tony Gwynn. In his entire 20-year career, Gwynn struck out 434 times, an average of 21.7 Ks per season. Now, last season, 129 players had struck out 22 times by the end of April.
Oh, that's crazy on the change, isn't it? That's just how the game is.
That is the game.
It's all about the long ball now.
430 struck out 434 times over his 20-year career. That's
what was it? What was that numbers? 21.
21.7 Ks per season.
Per season. I get that. I get easy that in the season. In Toronto, we only play 20 games.
And you know that on the weekend when you used to play 4th grade, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and 1st grade.
As a 16-year-old.
We only had 22 players amongst 5 grades.
Yeah. But I remember reading a Maddox stat. He said, look, I can get anyone out. I can strike anyone out except for that F-wit Tony Gwynn. So, when you got Maddox making those sort of comments, you know that's how good he was.
Yeah. Freak, wasn't he?
Hey, speaking of Maddox, I was having a little bit of a look at some memorabilia earlier on. and there was a Sports Illustrated cover with Maddox on it, and all signed and graded and everything. I thought, how good would that be sitting up on the shelf? $2,700. I've gone, yeah, probably not going to have that one.
Wow.
Yeah,
bit pricey.
Nice, but not that nice.
Yeah, we're not all bloody electricians, are we, Davo?
No, we're not, mate.
Washed up alcoholic electricians.
Drinking the dirty water.
Drinking the dirty water. So my little tidbit, the old what WTF stat of the day. It said there's been no right-handed hitter to ever hit a home run into McCovey Cove in San Francisco. Could this change?
Right.
No, Judge just hit pop-ups to right field. That's why he's so used to playing at Yankee Stadium.
Mate, I heard he was going back to the Yankees anyway, Dover.
That's right, mate. Got that on a good authority.
I'm not going to put the curse on the Giants, that's for sure. Everything I say turns out to be wrong, so
yeah, well.
I hope he doesn't go to the Giants then. Oh, fellas, it was a big week with trades and things like that. I'm just looking at my notes because I can't remember what we got next. But Hall of Fame as well. Fred McGriff into the Hall of Fame.
Home dog.
Yeah. What are you guys thinking about that? That was unanimous, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Absolutely 0 votes for Bonds and Clemens. They're gone now, aren't they?
No, they get another vote in 2 years' time, I think.
Yeah, right. For now they're out, but they'll be back.
Yeah.
But McGriff was close anyway, like 493 home runs. Like there's guys in there with less home runs than that. So I always thought he deserved to be in there. He was fun to watch, the old helicopter sort of finish off on his swing. Solid defense, and what he bat about 290, I think, around that.
284.
284.
Okay,
284, yeah.
So it's a quality career. So it's nice to see, and apparently one of the nicest blokes going. Great teammate.
Yeah.
So
played over 6 or 7 different teams as well. I think. It's either 6 or 7 different teams he played for as well. So it's always good to see players that are liked amongst their peers like that get in as well. Now, speaking of that swing, Davo, I don't know if you follow the batting stance guy on Instagram. If you don't, do yourself a favour and go and watch his rendition of his swing. It's pretty good.
I'll have to check it out.
Pretty good.
You think though, if the player strike in the 90s didn't come around, he would have hit 500 for sure. Surely 7 home runs, sure. Like he was robbed by that, I reckon.
What was that, about 40 games?
Yeah, it was a fair chunk.
Yeah. Would have gone close.
It was only 7 short. But 5-time All-Star, 3-time Silver Slugger, 94 All-Star Game MVP, and part of the 95 Braves that won the World Series.
Yep.
That's not too bad, is it, really?
Yeah.
Like, what a bloke. And probably a big thing for him that he sort of got overshadowed a little bit. He was there because straight sort of at the back end of his career, you had the steroid era. So all of a sudden you had these big blokes come out that were mashing home runs and hitting them pretty regularly. But I think the stats something like 10 seasons or something like that. He hit 30 plus home runs.
Yeah.
So that's a big time slugger for those days. Like I think he might have hurt him a little bit for previous Hall of Fame ballots when he didn't have. Well, he got overshadowed by those guys that were coming along, the Maguires, the Bonds, Sammy Sosas, all those guys that come out and started hitting big time 50, 60 plus home runs year after year.
And that's it. I think you're right, because they say 30 home runs per year. It's a good, like, it's just run of the mill. Well, it's not run of the mill. It's still a great effort. But when you the longevity of it, it probably did get lost with a lot of people, that he didn't have that standout year of the 40-plus home runs, the big RBIs, the big average to throw him up there. He was sort of forgotten about. Like when he's in Atlanta, you had Chipper Jones, you had Andrew Jones, you had all those guys around him that he just fit in. And later on, he was with Tampa Bay, which had Boggs, Canseco, and all those sort of guys. He, again, was just there. Toronto, you had Joe Carter, you had Alomar. So, yeah, but the longevity and the consistency, it's a bit like Jordan Alvarez at the moment.
Yep.
He puts up good numbers each year, but just gets lost in the team that's around him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes. Well, I think he's a great choice by the committee, and he's in there now. So,
well, a few of his Braves mates were on the panel, so that always helps.
That always helps, mate. I'm just going to have a few beers over here. You want to come and join me?
I did see our old mate Hyphen, Ryan Rowan Smith, was there at the winter meetings with him when it all sort of got it come out and got announced. He had a few photos there on socials, so
yeah, nice.
It was good to see, and he had the same comment that he's such a good bloke too, not just a bloody good player, he's a good bloke. So it's good to see.
Let's talk about some of the trades that are going on. I've only caught a few of them here. We've sort of talked about a couple between each other, but Trey Turner today, the $300 million 11-year deal. Now, 11 years is a long time in baseball. It's a long time in general, but I don't know. It seems like they've got to pay those overs and the amount of years to get these players, especially like a shortstop. Well, look at the last three shortstops that have gone from the Dodgers. There's been huge amounts of money. Was 2 years ago, was it that Corey Seager went to
Texas?
To Texas. He was on big money in 10 years or something as well, wasn't he? It's just crazy amounts of money and years getting thrown out there. What's your thoughts, fellas, on the 300 mil 11-year deal?
He's 29. He's not 24, 23. He's 29, so he's going to be 40 by the time that finishes up. There's a lot that can happen between now and 40, playing 164 games a year or whatever. Like, it's a gamble, but as you get older, what happens to his speed? What happens to all that sort of stuff? Those dynamic things that he has right now. I don't know. It's a gamble, but I think it'll pay off.
I think it's a worthwhile one because, as you say, he might be 29, but he's not the big, stocky shortstop that would, if he goes from shortstop, he's only then going to go to right field or something, or to DH. He's got the physique that he can easily slot over to third, slot to second base. He's got the speed now, so even if that drops off, just put him at shortstop for 5-6 years. Bring in the next one, slot him over to second base. He sees out his contract at second base, and as long as he can still perform, I don't mind it. As I say, being a slim guy, his body should hold up for it.
Yeah, fair call.
It's not like your Albert sort of thing with his big deal, like still a great hitter, but limited in where he could play.
Yeah. And talking baseball on Instagram, threw up a projected starting lineup. You had DH, Cole Schwarber, Trey Turner, Real Muto, Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Castellanos, Bohm, Stott, and Brandon Marsh. It's a pretty fair lineup if that's their projected lineup.
Solid.
So, pretty solid. What about Verlander, lads? Off to New York, but not with the Yankees. Off to the Mets.
Yeah, back with his old mate Scherzer, who he's spent a few years with. So it's the Detroit combination back together.
Yeah.
And I reckon they'll feed off each other. Those two are like they're so aggressive and old school mentality that they'll be pushing each other. They'll be pushing the rest of the lineup. So I think I think he'll do pretty well.
I think so too. And 2 years, I think it was 86 mil or something with a option
With
of
an
the
option.
third year. So that's pretty smart on both parts. I mean, he might go at the end of 2 years, I'm done, or he might have another 2 or 3 years left in him. Who knows? Especially after he's had his Tommy John already done. So, well, he had a full year off with that too, didn't he?
Yep. He missed all of last year.
So that's
He's
solid.
the first person in history to have a year off and then come back and win the Cy Young.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, I think that will play a big part in his longevity for sure. What is he, 39 now?
39.
39.
But he's old school. He's got good mechanics. He knows the workout. He's been there, done it all. So he keeps himself in shape, and can't see why he can't still dominate.
Yeah.
Just glad it wasn't the Yankees.
It probably shows the Mets' hand a little bit, doesn't it? Like, they're going for it now. They want a championship now. If they're going after Verlander, who's 39, Scherzer's 38, they're going to be your two big money rotation guys. They're going to have to go all in, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going to have to throw real big money around and go all in now.
And they re-signed the closer for a new deal as well. So
Diaz, yep.
That's solid.
So I guess they're gonna have to try and compete this year. I think not that they haven't competed the season gone by any means. You know, they led all year, didn't they? Until the Braves pipped them at the end there.
Yeah.
Let's just see how DeGrom goes watching the playoffs while sitting at home in Texas.
Tax free, mate. I'm sure he's not going to be worried.
No.
Didn't want that pressure, mate. Didn't want that pressure of that extra couple of games at the end. Who else we got? I know Judge. Let's talk quickly about Judge. There's been heaps on social media, heaps of memes, Cincinnati Reds uniforms on, and all different things. Who knows where he could go? I mean, there's been talks of 4 or 5 different clubs that have apparently been in talks, and they're saying that they've got a shot at him. Till I guess he signs and we find out for sure who it's going to be. Obviously, it's all speculation, but there's been no sort of word from those 5 couple of teams that are sort of after him, like the Cubs apparently are after him, the Giants. Apparently the Yankees are still in the mix, even though they foo-fooed, apparently he foo-fooed them off, but who knows where it could be. Yeah, the Dodgers.
And I think the Mets. So I think, they're the big ones chasing.
Yeah. Imagine if he goes to the Mets. That would be awesome.
Who knows what he'll do, mate? It's all in his balls in his court.
Yeah.
The way the season he's had, the ball's in his court, and he can just play them all off against each other as long as he wants. For all we know, he's already not leaving the Yankees for all we know, and he's just trying to drive that price up with all these other clubs coming in saying, we want, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, we'll give you this. Hey, these guys are going to do this, these guys are going to do that. The heavy hitters will be able to match that. So
be interesting with the Dodgers as well. It's like they've already got Mookie in right field. So either if Judge does go there, he may have to learn left field because Mookie's been Gold Glove at right field for a few years, and I'd say he'd get a bit of a say in where he's fielding. But I know Judge can play centre, but more off could be a position move. Yeah. Whether that's a factor or not.
A fair bit of centre. He played a fair bit of centre this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, and who's playing centre really at the moment? Cody Bellinger played a bit of centre for this year for the Dodgers, and
he's out. Taylor's been out there.
Taylor, yeah. So there's probably some room to move, I suppose. If you're going to pay big money for him, put him where you want.
That's it.
But they haven't even touched on the other 2 shortstops yet. Like Trey Turner's now sold, but you've still got Carlos and Xander out there.
Yeah.
So they've probably seen that deal and thought, you beauty, here we go.
Yeah.
Even though
There's
they're
another
both
one.
older.
Who else is there? There's another shortstop too, isn't there?
Yeah, Dansby Swanson.
No, Dansby Swanson. Yeah. So
yeah, he hasn't. Nothing's been said about him yet either. So
I saw this morning. I think the Braves are still talking to him. They've offered him something, but
I hope
no
he stays
reply.
with the Braves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Braves. I hope they do well. So
Says the man wearing a Padres hat.
yeah. Anyway,
Share the love.
mate, I got this on a good deal, so fits me head. Beautiful.
Stops the glow.
Yeah, that's it. You don't want to see the glow. Anyone else in the trades that you heard any news?
Yeah,
I know,
mate, once you get past all these nufties that we're talking about now, there has actually been a big name signing today.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, mate. The Orioles have gone out there and thrown some cash.
Yeah,
They've signed a starting pitcher. He I think he had 31 starts this year for the Phillies. So could be a big name there, but it's Kyle Gibson. I don't think he even made the roster come the end of the season, but I think they got him $1 million for a season or something like that. So
mate, big spenders, the old Orioles. Look out.
yeah, a bloke that spent 10 years or nine years in the bigs already, and not many people know his names.
You think by
So
now, though,
yeah, it's good to see they're going after top one pitchers.
you think the Orioles, after the stellar season they had a really good season. Yeah, you think they would spend a bit of money now? Why they're hot? Why they're getting all these younger guys coming through and spend a bit of dollars to get a few players to get into that postseason? But
Well, they're still saying that. Yeah, they picked up this guy for $1 million or whatever. They're picking up all these low line guys. The Rule 5 draft comes up. I think that's maybe next week or something. Is it the Rule 5 draft goes? They're looking at a couple of guys, and they still want to sign one big name pitcher. So I'd say they're sitting back watching where the dust settles for now, because there's plenty out there, as we all know. There's pitching is healthy in the free agent market at the moment. So I'd say they'll be looking for someone that's more around that $10 million buck mark, I reckon.
Yeah,
They'll probably be looking for someone like that to try and get someone for a couple of years.
I reckon we
They
could
have got plenty of potential coming through in the pitching, but they need someone there that can guide them through.
Yeah.
John Means should be back next year from his Tommy John early part of the year. They're just pitching. Defense was unreal for him this year. Offense was good too, and just pitching let him down. Bullpen solid as.
2 for 1, Davo.
Yeah. I know the Brewers have been quite active in the trade so far. They sent the Mike Trout doppelganger off to the Angels. Kelton Wong, they moved him on as well. So I think they had another deal. So they've quietly made some moves to free up cash. I don't know who they're going to be chasing, but it's been surprising to see them doing the trade so early.
Yeah.
Probably a closer.
Yeah.
How would you? I think Carlos Rodon is probably sitting back, having a good giggle at all this money getting thrown around, because he's obviously up there as one of the top shelf starters. Nothing's been said about
price,
him,
doesn't it?
I mean, hopefully he doesn't go to the Mets. Hopefully the Giants can hold on to him, but yeah, who knows where he's going to go. There's plenty still of those top line players still to be signed, or there's, as you said, the three shortstops that are still out there, and there's plenty more to come, isn't there?
There is, mate. There's still heaps.
So
still only early though.
Yeah,
I'd say we'll see a bit of movement back end of this week and next week.
Yeah. hopefully we get to see what happens with Judge sooner than later. I reckon it'll be pretty cool to see that.
That might not be till after Christmas. Get a bit of hype back in the, hype it up again at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Once everyone's had their break time. Get it firing again.
That's it. No point rushing into it because he's in the driver's seat.
He's American, mate, not Russian.
Yeah.
Mate, speaking of Russians, how's your water going?
It's going all right. It's getting low. Might need a refill soon.
Not a bad idea though if they get him signed before Christmas. Get a few jerseys out there before Christmas time, mate.
Yeah,
I should have thought of these things.
No one can afford them.
Let's go around the grounds. What do we got going on, Davo? Any cricket this week?
Yeah, second test starts tomorrow night. Windies put up a good fight in the first test over there in Perth, but we did them pretty easy. The strange thing for us was why Pat Cummins bothered fielding on the last day. Niggling quad injury. It's like if he's not going to bowl, why risk him being in the field? So who knows whether he's going to be fit, but they've got Boland there waiting, but they've also brought in a young West Australian guy, a true speedster, Lance, I forget his surname, but yeah, apparently constantly hits 150. So they're toying with the idea of they're already 1-0 up. Let's give this young guy a go.
Yeah,
and with a pink ball, that could be rather scary. But the batters did well. But I got England. Got tip the cap to them beating Pakistan. Apparently, only the third time ever they've won in Pakistan. And
I heard that it was like 1961 to early 2000s, and then now something. Not that they've played there very often, but.
And as much as I hate him, you've got to tip your cap to Ben Stokes. He made an aggressive declaration when he did. Because you think at the end of day 2, England were bowled out for 650 and Pakistan were none for 180. And it's like, oh, here we go. This is going to be a nothing test. But it turned out to be a real cliffhanger watching it last night and seeing all 10 fielders around the ball, or around the bat, was great. And they only had to last about 8 overs, but just couldn't do it. So well done, England. So that's looking at being a good series too. But that's about it for the cricket. I know Big Bash starts the 13th. Yep. So that'll be good to get going.
Just touching on the cricket there, Davo, something I did see. Nathan Lyon, first innings got himself 2 wickets. Second innings got himself 6 wickets. So he got 8 wickets for the match. West Indies as a team only got 6 wickets for the match.
Yeah.
Australia lost 4 wickets in the first innings and only 2 wickets in the second innings. So, Gary got more wickets than the entire West Indies team.
And he went up a spot in the all-time wicket takers too. So he's slowly
Ashwin now.
Yeah, he's slowly sort of going up there. He's got a bit of a way to go to get the next guy, but just shows, like everyone talks about the leg spinners, but there he is, an off spinner and still doing well, and he was starting to rip a few too. So good old Gary, he's going well.
It's good, isn't it? Righto, Randall, you got some NFL action. I watched a few games. I watched a few games this week, mate. It's been unreal.
That's good, mate. You can talk about them then when we get to them, because I watched only a couple. There was too many beverages involved for me on the weekend. I did, however, start off with Monday Night Football this afternoon or today. We talked about it earlier with the old nail biter with the Bucks versus the Saints. Saints were up 16-3 coming into the last 3 minutes, I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, around about the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
Final, yep, cool. Touchdown, backed up by going into the last 20 seconds. Through a touchdown, flag. Sorry, repeat first down. Back you go. next play through a touchdown anyway. So they got away with it 17-16, which I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but fucking, how does he do it?
It was a great finish. Talking to you fellas earlier about watching Peyton Manning and Eli Manning commentate, and they basically tell you exactly what's going to happen. He's going to do this, then he did it. He's going to do this, and he did it. It was like he's got his playbook and he's, right, yeah, this is what he's going to do. Boom, boom, boom. It was textbook for him. It was, they showed him on the bench there with 6 minutes to go or something like that, talking to the trainer, and they're having a laugh and just sitting back.
No pressure.
No pressure, just comes out and does it.
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous, isn't it?
A million times.
I don't know how they do it. Anyway, that's
the
why
good thing about that game. It's like, 6 minutes out. That's forever.
That's ages.
And it's like so much happens in the last 2 minutes of that final quarter that really, unless you're being flogged, it's like, no worries. We've still got 2 minutes here, which will last nearly an hour. We've got time. We can do this. Yeah,
that's it. Next, we got the Bills. They now take out first place at the moment with the AFC East after they beat the Patriots 24-10.
Yeah.
The Dolphins drop out of top spot after they lost to the 49ers 17-33. 49ers now move into first in NFC West. But Garoppolo, broken foot, gone for the season.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy will come in for him.
Because they've only got the rookie, haven't they?
I heard
the last place pick in the 2022 draft, and when he's had to come in and fill in, he's done all right.
He's done all right.
What's going to happen to them now?
There was another quarterback apparently getting sacked today from another team that I'm trying to think who it was.
Baker Mayfield.
That's it.
Yep.
He got sacked.
From the Panthers, I think, was it?
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe they'll pick him up for I don't know what the ruling is there. Can he just
don't know.
Slot straight in? I'm not sure with the ruling with the
not NFL sure.
That, so
watch this space then.
Maybe he'll get a run, but hopefully they stick with their young gun and hopefully just let him see it out. So obviously,
hope so.
It's been good to watch when he's been on anyway.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. So we'll see how they go, but at the moment they'll hold first spot in the NFC West.
Yep.
Steelers beat the Falcons 19-16. The Ravens, they were woeful, but they still beat the Broncos 10-9.
Wow.
Again, though, Lamar Jackson hurt his knee. Going to be considered week to week. Don't know how they'll go without Lamar. Last year, same time, they were 8-4. They're 8-4 now. He got hurt. They lost 5 straight. So who knows what's going to happen. But Tyler Huntley come in for them this week. They were down 3-0. They come back to win 10-9. And he completed 27 of 32 passes once he come on. So
nice, yeah.
Hopefully he can be the man this week anyway. I don't think Lamar will play this week, but they're hopeful the week after he will be back.
Yeah.
See what happens, how they play these games. Who knows with them. What do we got next? The Bengals. They hold on to equal first with the Ravens for the AFC North after beating your team, mate. The Kansas City Chiefs, 27-24.
Brutal.
A couple of worry signs. Good play, good rushing touchdown from Mahomes.
Yeah.
That was unreal. I thought it was going to be called for a fumble, but no, he broke the plane apparently. But he did limp off late in the game, right at the death. I didn't hear if there is any injury. It was after he was ankle tapped in a sack. Went down and hobbled off the field. So
watch your sacks when you get ankle tapped, all right?
Don't want to get any twists. But
I just thought he went for too many big plays. I don't know. It was like he was just on different mode than what we usually see him play. There was not as many short plays. It was all everyone's down there. Let's go.
Yeah, tried to air it out a lot, didn't he?
Yeah. Anyway,
obviously that rushing touchdown that he had, that was a big time play in the moment where they were behind.
Yeah.
And it got them right back in the game. It didn't pan out in the end, but at the time it was huge. So fingers crossed he's healthy. He's all okay. I haven't heard anything. You think if he was hurt and in doubt, it'd be all over the paper. But
yeah,
I've
I
seen
haven't heard
nothing.
anything either.
I've seen nothing. So
all over the paper. What's a paper?
Yeah, mate.
Just a saying, Davo. I try to use paper all over the papers, for your generation, mate. That's all. If I said it all over the interwebs, you probably wouldn't know what I was talking about.
Got to remember who the audience is, though, mate.
Who is our audience? Is anyone listening? Just leave a comment if you are listening at this stage, just so we know.
Yeah. I know Damo's listening. Damo Frost, good on you, champ.
Hey,
you'll have a good laugh.
On your Damo. We actually had a fair few viewers last week, fellas. We had over 500 views of this show. Unbelievable. What's going on?
Must have been blind and deaf.
Must be something in the waters, Randall. Everyone's on the dirty water.
Do we have the same counters that the Roosters have?
We might have, mate.
I'd say so.
We might have.
Yeah, so
go and have a look on YouTube, mate.
The Chiefs still hold onto a healthy lead anyway in the AFC West, even though they did lose.
Yeah.
Just with their 9-3 record. The Packers defeated the Bears 28-19. Detroit Lions, man, they actually destroyed the Jaguars 40-14. Gave them a hiding. The Browns beat the Texans, no surprise, 27-14. Poor old Texans still only have one win for the year. They might get another one someday.
Yep.
Sydney Blue Sox of the NFL.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly right. They probably get more
people
fans,
at their games, though, or
it's not hard to beat. They have more staff than fans that turn up for the Blue Sox. Anyway, Dave, your guys, the Washington Commanders. And the Giants had a draw.
Yeah.
Did you see any of that game, mate?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. But yeah, couldn't sort it out in OT. So take the point.
No.
What does it do though for
the chances? I think the Giants had a
long term over the season because they're both like 7-4 or something, aren't they? Or
well, it ends up 7.5. I think you'll find when they do the
7.5, 1 or something.
Yeah, 7-4-1.
Yeah. So when they do the thing to work your percentage, it's 7.5 of.
No, in Washington, that will be the half point they miss out on the playoffs on.
For sure.
Typical Washington, they're always thereabouts, but they're always either one game or half game out of the playoffs. And I reckon that draw will probably see them miss out by half a game, I reckon.
They all had their chances too. Both teams had chances.
They did. And that's a disappointing thing probably for them too. But mind you, Davo, they are they are bottom of the NFC East at 7-5-1. And they're Philadelphia Eagles, mate. They're 11-1. Yeah. And then the Cowboys are 9-3 or something. So
yeah, every team's still a chance for the playoffs.
Yeah. So what else we got there? Oh, the NFC North leading Vikings. They beat the Jets 27-2. The Eagles, like we said, the Philly Eagles, they stay well out there in the whole competition with 11-1, beating the Titans 35-10. The Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, they're still sniffing around the Eagles though. They're hanging in there. They've moved to 9-3 after absolutely demolishing the Colts 59-14. I think, Davo, you were watching this, weren't you?
Yeah.
I know I was watching it on Friday, and we were having a bit of chat about it, and it was actually a close game early on.
Yeah, it was. It's like in that.
Yeah, Cowboys just ran away.
Yeah, in the first half, you thought, this is going to be an interesting game, but then pedal down and off they went.
Floodgates.
Yeah.
I feel
lots
like
of points in the end, that's for sure.
the Colts might have been their own worst enemy too late in that game.
Yeah.
We've also got the Seahawks beat the Rams 27-23. And the team I've been loving to talk about, the Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders. 3-game win streak.
Come on, mate.
They beat the Chargers 27-20. So now move to 5-7. 3 in a row. Stop it.
Your beauty.
Who knows what could happen for Texas?
Ticket
the Texans
prices
could do anything
up,
if you
mate.
hear that.
I was about to say that's a reason to raise ticket prices.
They'll be up for sure. It's been good to watch. I've watched a fair few condensed games recently, but got a few full games this weekend, or this week. So it's always good to catch a few games.
For sure. Are there anything you're looking forward to this week?
Mate, nothing in particular. My mate Tua, he had a bit of a shocker this week. So yeah, I'm more looking at all the games this year rather than just watching the Chiefs. I tend to find that I just watch that. Same with the Giants with baseball. I watch the Giants games a lot more, but trying to watch a more overall view sort of thing this year. So yeah, nothing in particular stands out for me this week, Randall, but it's it'll always be good to watch.
Yeah, Bucks and 49ers, I think, will be a good game.
Yeah, it will. Righto. The NBL, nothing much to report. I watched a little bit of a game on the weekend. Couldn't get into it, hey. I was just like, I've watched a fair bit of NBA recently, so it was like, whoa, I know this is our national teams, but it was just so much slower. Sydney Kings are still on top. They've won 3 in a row, and New Zealand in second. They're on 4 in a row with their wins, so they go on a point percentage as well. So New Zealand have played 15 and Sydney have only played 12. So I'm not sure how that works. Fully Cairns, Southeast Melbourne, Tasmania, and Adelaide round out the top 6. And Perth's sitting around 7th position, but no one else is anywhere near them. I think New Zealand play tomorrow night's game or Thursday night's game, and it's been pretty good to watch recently, but this week's game I just couldn't get into. Turned her off and did something else.
Don't worry, mate. You're not the only one. It's not my go-to.
Yeah, I don't mind it usually, but yeah, not this week.
It's a little bit like AFL. That it's good to watch live, but sometimes when you're watching it on TV, can be a little bit slow. Like I've been in the odd Kings game, which is great atmosphere live, following it live, but as you say, it's still a good quality, but when you sort of got the NBA on the next channel over, just a step behind. But a bit hard to get into last weekend. I watched a little bit of the Kings game, but found myself flicking over early. So apologies to the basketball fans out there.
Yeah. Yep. I was sort of on the night a bit, and I was like, I'm out. Time for me to go to bed.
Yeah.
How about
today? Have you get the young bloke to G me up?
What was that, mate?
I'll have you get the young bloke to G me up and give me the info.
Mate, I reckon
he seems to know everything that goes on.
He'll be able to block me if we play. He's about as tall as me already.
Mate,
it's not
Come
hard.
on, mate. Your young bloke can block you.
Yeah, probably can.
He's only 2 foot.
That's it. Hey, what about the Australian Baseball League today announced their partnership with the American Association of Professional Baseball. So pretty big partnership there for Aussie baseball, meaning that both parties can go backwards and forwards, not only for the players, but coaches, umpires, ground staff. There was like a whole list of things that can go backwards and forwards. So you can actually make a career out of, you might be the best baseball groundsman going out. Craig Holland, are you listening, mate? You might have a job here. You could, spend the time 4 months over here and then head over there for 5 months or 6 months and and do their season. So pretty big for Australian baseball. Did you blokes pick up on that today?
Yeah, I did see something on the socials. I had a little bit of look, but didn't look too much into it. But it's massive. That's so good for it's good for Australian baseball.
Yeah.
On and off the field.
Yeah, that's it. And they're going to so they will play our games via the on-demand app over there in our season, and then we will have access to their games as well, which is really good. So we're going to get, that a lot of baseball for those that, might not have Foxtel or MLB subscription or whatever. They're going to be able to watch sort of both lots of games, and I think it's great for the sport. Plenty of young fellas striving to sort of get across for that 6 months, and who knows where you could be once you, playing that in that position, I guess.
Just exposure. It's just exposure, isn't it?
That's it.
So, yep.
Hopefully they can, I don't know, the players can be sort of evenly distributed across teams. I know the teams have got to do the hard work and go out and sort of do the bidding and whatever, but hopefully, they can be pretty evenly distributed. Would make it nice to see some of the lower ranked teams to get some of those bigger players and see what happens with that. But yeah, I'm not sure how it will work with that. I haven't read, other than the article that they posted today, I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah, just even the competition too, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We don't want to see 15-1 blowouts.
Yeah.
Teams only having 1 or 2 wins for the year.
Teams having been 2-9 and stuff.
Yeah, well, 4-7. Obviously, we want to see teams competing and getting people interested, showing them how exciting the game really is.
Yeah,
that's the big thing. Like we know because we've all played and we understand the game, and you can appreciate the game, and different things that happen in the game give you goosebumps, and bits and pieces like that where other people don't understand that until they see a high quality game where you don't know what's going to happen and on the edge of your seat, waiting for something to happen. 15-1, you don't get that.
That's it.
It's a bore fest.
Speaking of that though, Randall, I wonder if there's, when it gets played in America, when the Americans see the Australian League, I wonder if they're like what I did with the NBL on the weekend. They go, oh, these guys are only doing this, or these guys are only doing that. Hopefully it's not perceived that way. And because we have got plenty of major league talent coming through, and we've got major leaguers now, Australia always does well in the World Baseball Classic and the Olympics. So I really hope that we get looked at as one of those, top tier, I guess, countries where players can come to progress, not just come get on the beers and
retire,
play a bit of baseball. Yeah.
Well, I think the difference there will be the NBA and the NBL are all on. So like Davo said, you can just flick the channel to the NBA and, watch the NBA. It's different season. So you can't just flick the channel over there. They can't just flick the channel over and go, oh yeah, I'm just going to watch the MLB.
Yeah.
There's nothing else on. Am I going to watch Dominican League or, something like that? There's not a whole heap more for them to be watching. So that might be a benefit for that. But yeah.
And the standard is getting better. As you say, there's more and more guys being signed, Aussie guys being signed. And I think over there, they're starting to realise that. And I think that's what's brought about this agreement, is that they're starting to realise that, hey, Australian baseball is pretty good. Let's get a part of this. So, I think because the product being put out there, the standard of play by the Aussies has sort of led to it and can only help it grow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you only have to look at the list of players that have come here and played, developing, getting their at-bats in, all that sort of stuff, and then gone on to become MLB players. or MLB stars to understand that this league it can be legit.
There's what are you talking about? On that ABL website, there's over 50 players, I believe, that play the ABL and have played in the MLB. So
yeah, like you just think like you look current players like straight off the top of my head, like Dede Gregorius, Ronald Acuna Jr., like fucking absolute phenom. Like he come here and played.
Yeah.
You know, getting his work in early and off he goes, and now he's bloody 22-year-old superstar, 23-year-old superstar, you know, that any club would like to sign.
Yeah.
And the list goes on with those guys too. So I think we'll see more and more.
The old guys. Like Domin Young coming out, Josh Reddick coming out. Even when Dobbsy signed Manny Ramirez, I know he didn't play, but the fact he was
That's
over
COVID
here.
too.
Yeah, but it shows that guys are willing to travel and say, well, hang on a minute, it's not bad over there. Let's give this a go. So we're getting a good mix of young and old.
Yeah.
So
why wouldn't you want to come here for summer? It's summer, you come here and you play 4 days. You play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then have 4 days on a piss.
A lot safer than the Dominican.
100%. Just go to the beach and have a swim. You know, these guys playing for Sydney just go to Bondi and live it up, and you know,
that's it.
Why not? Especially if you're an ex-MLB player, you're already cashed up to the max.
Bring the family out for a couple of months holiday.
Yeah,
have a summer Christmas.
Yep.
Why not? Avoid the cold.
Why wouldn't you? Let's have a look at the standings quickly. Perth Heat are 7-5. Adelaide Giants 7-5. They had a good weekend. Melbourne Aces are 5-6. Geelong are 4-7. Brisbane Bandits are out in front by a long mile. Now we talked about these guys at the start. We all said don't sleep on them. None of us sort of rated them highly, but we said, you know, Brisbane Bandits, they're always going to be there. 10-2. 10-2. Auckland at 6-5. The Cavs 5-7, and the Blue Sox 2-9. So lots of work to do with Blue Sox and the Cavs there. Auckland have been pretty good as far as wins wise. Been really good to see their pitching staff. I've really watched them, enjoyed watching them. Did you blokes catch any on the weekend?
Yeah, I saw the Cavs as usual. I watched the Cavs games. They played much better than what they had, but Geelong, they lost their games. Cavs didn't win them. Geelong lost them, especially that extra inning game. I think it was it Thursday night. I think we were talking about it while it was on, and yeah, you know, 2-2 after 9. Geelong score 3 in the top of 10, and then in come the Cavs. They score 2, end up runners first and third with 2 out, and attempted pick off to first, and the pitcher throws it away. The runner scores from third, ties the game again. Then next pitch strikes a batter out, side away, and then Geelong come out, score a run, and then runners, I think it was loaded bases with 1 out, ground ball to shortstop, fumbles it, gets the out at second, and then the bloke to turn the double play throws it away to first base, and they score the winning run. It just poor baseball. And I think a couple of days later there was more errors, and that's been the Cavs all year. I think before this weekend they had some like 17 errors or something for the season. That's only 3 series or something. Like that's not real good especially for them. They're better than that. And Geelong matched them went ahead of them with errors. So they've got a long way to go.
You look at the first 2 weeks, and that's all we talked about was how good the defense was. The Sydney teams, the Cavs, Brisbane, and now you talk about the errors and
how bad it is.
And your standings there, mate, are a couple of days old too.
Are they?
Adelaide's now out in front, 11-5.
Easy.
Perth is 8-8. Melbourne's 6-9. Geelong's 5-10. Bandits are 13-3 now. Auckland 9-6. Canberra 8-8. and the Blue Sox 2-13.
There you go. Thanks for the update.
Because they got swept by Adelaide, so that's what's helped Adelaide jump up. But yeah, that was sent out by the ABL. I think I read that today. So
I haven't updated their website. That's for
sure.
That's what
I'm looking at the website as well.
Social media is updating.
Mate, you sent that out to me too earlier.
Actually,
yeah.
I still didn't catch on. Useless.
In saying that, though, is there anything there that surprises you? Like I know we talked about at the start, it's probably all pretty well where we thought, except for Auckland. They're probably the only ones that are probably playing better than we expected. Are they?
After the first week, though, I rated Auckland pretty highly with their pitching.
Yeah, you said they'd be up. They'd be doing better than what some expected.
Yeah, mate. I think you're right. Everything's looking about standard. So
didn't expect 2-13 though. Knew the Sox wouldn't be great, but yeah, 2-13's another level.
Not that bad.
The guys are out there. The guys they've got, they're giving it everything they've got. So it's nothing against the current roster for the guys that are there. I think it's more on ownership and leaving it too late and not getting the act together.
Yeah, not only that. So it's disappointing to see the crowds, Davo.
Yeah.
It's like, 30 to 50 people at a game sort of thing is pretty disappointing to see. I know I looked at going down, I think it was last weekend. Oh, it was this weekend. I mean, ticket prices are $40 behind the plates. I don't know what they were last year. I can't remember, but I don't remember them being $40 for a behind the plate sort of thing. And so I just didn't go, and I didn't even watch the game online. But I really rated my time when I was up there at Brisbane. It was $20 to get in. Food was decently priced and good. Beer was decently priced and good. Heaps of merchandise available for the kids and even for the adults. They had shirts, jerseys, hats, baseballs. They had stubby holders. They had, beer tumblers. They had everything. That's what you need. You need people that, may not be into baseball, go to a game and get hooked and buy a hat and buy a shirt. And then someone in the street sees them and goes, who are the Brisbane Bandits? And then they can look them up on social media or whatever. You know how it all works. You need to have that across the board for all the clubs.
Yeah. And guys like Funky Phil who are there to get the crowd going. I know he's been missing from Blue Sox games, and from what you read and what you hear, he's been missed. It's that sort of thing that keeps the average baseball fans, like the three of us, we could go to a game. We wouldn't need anything because we know baseball, love baseball. But for that person that's coming just for a night out, it's little things like that make a difference, that make a family go, geez, that was a good night out, good entertainment. Let's go back.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Hopefully they can turn it around.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully. Let's leave the baseball there. We've been going forever. Quickly touch on Australia winning the softball world softball classic. They beat Canada just over the weekend, so they're world champions. Congratulations to the Steelers.
Congratulations to those guys. Yes, well done.
Let's look at.
Good to see.
Quickly touch on the World Cup, fellas. Soccer. Netherlands beat USA and Argentina beat the Aussies. Now, that was a quality game. Still Devo with the goalkeepers.
Brain fart.
Yeah, but what a game. To be in there with Argentina 2-1 at the end, massive. So I think that's the second time we've only been in the top 16. Fantastic effort.
And we had the chance for the tying goal towards the end there that we
had chances to
just missed out. So you got to tip your cap to them, to compete with Argentina, one of the world's heavyweights, and a lot of A-League guys there. So Graham Arnold, he's done a great job with them.
He has. So yeah, from that, fellas, Netherlands play Argentina in that next round. Japan and Croatia had a 1-1 draw, and then Croatia went through with the penalty goals.
3-1.
3-1, yep.
No Asian team or Asian Australasian team left.
No. Brazil annihilated Korea Republic 4-1. So it will be Brazil and Croatia. And then we had England and Senegal 3-0 to England. France 3-1 over Poland. So they'll play off. And then we have, I believe it's tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah, 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Morocco and Spain. And then at 6 a.m., Portugal and Switzerland. They're going to be some massive games. That Morocco-Spain game, I think, will be outstanding to watch. Not into soccer much, but I reckon it'll be a good one.
The replay, anyway.
Yeah, I'm not getting up
It won't be
to watch those blokes.
Live at 2.
Nah. I probably won't even see that 6 a.m. game, Randall. Might see the second half. Yeah. Anything else to add for the week, fellas? It's been a bigger one this week.
No, plenty of sport. Love it.
Right here.
The golf's been going well.
All about. Yep.
Righto.
I'm just keen for the cricket, mate. The day-nighter.
Nice.
Day-night test. I've become a fan, so the day-night test, I enjoy it. You're actually able to watch it when you get home from work.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to listening to the Triple M telecast because I remember them saying they had Lara in there, and Lara was talking about his nights out with Viv Richards, and they said, but this might be a story you might need to tell when the pink test is on for later at night when the kids are gone to bed.
Yeah,
so
right.
Could get a bit loose, which we'd love to see.
Lara was doing Foxtel commentary as well, so I saw that, and it was, how good is he?
I love that thing you sent through Mark Wall having a bet while he was commentating. He's just sitting there quietly.
Kicking his horse home at Gosford.
Yeah.
Or his wife's horse, probably.
Yeah.
God. All right, fellas, let's leave it there for the week. It's been a pleasure. Talk to you
worries.
next week.
All right, mate.